Okay, lesson 14. God did not create a meaningless world. And let me tell you, this lesson, I don't know, it felt like a healing medicine for me when I read through it. And when I looked at what the practice is, I was like, oh my God, thank God. So again, as you read through the explanation of the lesson where it says, what God did not create does not exist, and everything that does not exist exists. Okay. What God did not create does not exist. Everything that does exist exists as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It is of your own making, and it does not exist. Maybe settling, maybe unsettling, maybe a relief, maybe confusing. So what we do is we close our eyes and we repeat the thought, God did not create a meaningless world. And then you think of all the horrors in the world that cross your mind. And this is why I'm saying it was so freeing and healing, because it gave me a second to realize the terrorizing thoughts that exist in my mind. And they're not necessarily about, it's not that on a daily basis I think about all the horrors in the world. I actually don't watch a lot of news, so I don't even have an awareness of currently all the horrors in the world, but I do know the thoughts that scare me and the things in my mind presents to me that scare me. So it was actually such a relief to sit down and say, God did not create lack of any kind, so it does not exist. So if I were afraid of just not having enough time or money, or not being enough in my marriage, or as a mom, or as a friend, like just not being a good human, like I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough in that whole comparison mode. But God didn't create comparison, so it doesn't exist. God did not create lack, so it doesn't exist. God does not create overwhelm, stress, betrayal of any kind. And these things it was actually so relieving for me to put the light on my mind and bring out what are those lurking things that try to scare me. And maybe I don't even realize, but they're kind of talking to me subconsciously. And it's interesting because my teacher is Jennifer Hadley, is doing a self-sabotage challenge. So again, people are talking about these lurking fears. We can wish to numb ourselves to them. So I just found it was fascinating that this lesson is just like, go ahead, go into your mind and pull out the really scary ones, the thoughts you have that frighten you, anger you, frustrate you, bring anxiety, and put them into this sentence: God did not create blank, so it does not exist. It gives the example of illness, it gives the example of cancer and heart attack in the lesson. But I wonder how it was for you, but for me, this was so liberating. It's like those lurking things, I brought them to the light and I said, God did not create this. And again, I may not fully understand. I may not even believe that. It's just and for me, it's that I do believe that what the Course says is true, that only love is real. It's just I forget, and I forget. So these lessons are to help us remember only love is real. God is love. God created love. Only love is real. And the rest of it, the appearance of everything else, is really, in my understanding, a call to choose love. Just like, the story of Christ choosing love, even when people took nails to his body, whether you believe that or not, or even want to think about that, but the idea that somebody would say, this isn't real, as they're being nailed to wood, and that only love is real, and I am not just of this world. I am way beyond this world and all the upsetting things that appear to be. So that's just a little musings for me, but I found this relaxing, liberating, powerful to, again, put a halt to the stressful thinking. See how it goes for you. Lesson 14. Rocked it.